Hey class, so today we are going to review all the answers from last week um, in case you weren't able to be at the lesson live yesterday. So we are still in similarity. We're going over 6.1 and 6.2 just for your reference. So 6.1 is about ratios and proportions, and 6.2 is using proportions to solve geometry problems. Now, as a reminder, ratio is the quantitative relation between two amounts describing how big something is compared to another. And a proportion is when two ratios are equal. Okay? Now, how do I solve these? The primary property that I use is cross product. But before I even do that, we need to go over how we simplify ratios. Okay? So we have 23 yards to 3 yards, right? 23 yards to 3 yards. If you divide both the top and bottom by 3, you get 8 over 1. And over here you have 150 centimeters, right? The first thing you do is you need to convert the centimeters into meters, or you can convert the meters into centimeters, okay? And so what was done here was the meters was converted into centimeters by multiplying it by 100 centimeters within a meter, and then I get 150 over 600. Okay, 150 over 600. When you simplify that, you divide both the top and bottom by 150, you get 1 over 4. Okay. The perimeter of the room is 48 feet, and the ratio of its length to width is 7 to 5. Find the length and width of the room. So we know that 2L plus 2W, that's how the perimeter is calculated. 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. The ratio is 7 to 5, so you can plug in 7x and 5x for the length and then the width. And then you get 14x plus 10x is equal to 48. And then when you have 48 is equal to 24x, you divide, you get x is equal to 2. In order to find the length and width, you have to plug the 2 back in for the x. So 2 times 7 is 14, and 2 times 5 is 10, and that's how you get your length and width. Now, if this is going too fast, you can always pause, rewind, and rewatch, okay? But I'm trying to make these as short as possible so that it doesn't seem intimidating before you click on them. Okay. So this should be triangle, not rectangle. My apologies there. A triangle. This is triangle. I apologize. Okay, actually, I'm going to change that right now within the video. Now, you might be wondering why. Okay. All right, so a triangle's angle measures are in the extended ratio of 1 to 3 to 5. Find the measures of the angles, okay? So all the angles in a triangle add up to 180. 1x plus 3x plus 5x is equal to 180, okay? 1x plus 3x plus 5x is equal to 180. 9x is equal to 180, which means x is equal to 20. Now, in order to find the angles, I got to plug this back into x. So one of the angles must be 20, and the other angle, that's 3x, must be 60, and then the third angle, that's 5x, must equal 100, because all three must add up to 180. Okay? These are the properties. The primary property is cross product. The reciprocal interchanging means extremes, and these are gone over in a previous video, so I'm not going to go over them again. Okay? Cross product. How do I solve? If I multiply 2 by 8 and 5 by x, right? I get 5x is equal to 8 times 2. 5x is equal to 16, which means x is equal to 16 over 5. Okay? Then I have, for my second problem, if I cross multiply here, I get 3x is equal to 4 times x minus 3. When I distribute, I get 4x minus 12 is equal to 3x. I subtract 4x from both sides. I get negative x is equal to negative 12. And then I divide both sides by negative 1. And that's how I get x is equal to 12. When I cross multiply here, I get 14 is equal to 14 times y minus 3 is equal to 7y. If I distribute the 14 to both the y and the 3, I get 14y minus 42 is equal to 7y. Then I subtract the 14y from both sides. I get negative 42 is negative 7y. I divide by negative 7. I get y is equal to 6. Okay? So remember, these are all your homework answers of all the things that I've assigned. All right? As part of an environmental study, you need to estimate the number of trees in a 150-acre area. You count 390 trees in 3-acre area, and you notice that the trees seem to be evenly distributed. Estimate the total number of trees, okay? So when you have 390 trees to 3 acres, right? And you want to see, okay, well, what's the number of trees for 150 acres? If the ratio is the same, then you set up this proportion. When you cross multiply, you get 58,500 is equal to 3n. If you divide by 3, you get n is equal to 19,500. Okay? All right. So here, using the properties of proportions, okay, these are two different figures. These are two different quadrilaterals, okay? Most likely they should be trapezoids, even though it's not clear. But I think that's what they're supposed to be. So here, what you have is you have, okay, CB to BA is equal to DE to EF. You should be able to just set up that proportion. 6 to BA is equal to 4 to 7. 4 times BA is equal to 6 times 7. 42 is equal to 4 times BA. You divide by 4, you get BA is equal to 10.5. Now notice this is not correct notation, but it's okay. It's more for your understanding. Okay. SQ to SR is equal to TV to TU. So that means SQ to SR is equal to TV to TU. That means 7 plus RQ over 7 is equal to 10 over 3. The 10 came from the 3 plus 7. Okay? When you cross multiply, you get 3 times 7 plus RQ is equal to 7 times 10, which is 70. You distribute this, you get 21 plus 3RQ is equal to 70. You subtract the 21, you get 3RQ is equal to 49. And if you divide by 3, you get RQ is 49 over 3, which cannot be simplified. Okay? Two cities are 96 miles from each other. The cities are 4 inches apart on a map. Find the scale of the map. Okay, so we are trying to find, well, what is 4 inches equal to, right? What is 1 inch equal to in miles? So if I take 96 to 4 miles, that means my x, or number of miles for 1 inch, should have the same ratio. So I can set up my proportion. 96 times 1 should equal 4x. If you divide both sides by 4, you get 1 inch for 24 miles. A basket manufacturer has headquarters in an office building that has the same shape as a basket they sell. The bottom of the basket is a rectangle with a length 15 inches and a width of 10 inches. The base of the building has a length of 192 and the width of the base of the building, what is it? So 15 and 10 must equal to 192 over x. Okay? If you cross multiply that, you get 15x is equal to 1920. And then if you divide both sides by 15, you get x is equal to 128, which means your width is 128 feet. Okay. So, these are the last couple of questions. CA to CB is equal to AE to BD. Okay? So CA to CB, so CA is 21, right? CB is 14, 18 to BD, right? 18 to BD. And then when you cross multiply, you get 21 BD, or 20, this should be BD. 21 BD is equal to 252. You divide both sides by 21, you get BD is equal to 12. Okay? Okay. Assume that a wheelchair ramp described each have a slope of 1/12, which is the maximum slope recommended for a wheelchair ramp. If the wheelchair ramp rises 4 feet, what is the run? So that means 1 to 12 must equal 4 over x. If you cross multiply, you get, 12 times 4 must equal x. Okay? And then when you multiply it out, you get x must equal 48 feet. Hopefully this was helpful. I know it was kind of a long video, but only watch the answers that you are unsure of, or you could skip, or you could look at your answers yourself. Yeah, that is all. Have a great day.